scored 999 roses. Let's give him a big round of applause once again for the performance.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Friend or Foe Esports, Week 5, Day 2 of our Helios League, and we've got some banger games for you all tonight. So as we head on into Champ Select, on the blue side we have Universal Basic Income, and on the red side we have Team Washed. And it's quite a meaningful night of games tonight in terms of playoff contention. If Wash wins, they guarantee at the very least a 6th place tiebreaker, and YUBI's future games will decide their progress on a round 1 bye. As always, my name is Whirler, and casting alongside me tonight we have Rap Terror.
Hello! How are you doing?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has. I haven't cast with you in quite a bit. I'm happy to be back. I love casting with you.
Right, as at least last season was the last time we got to sit on the caster desk together. With that being said, we got a Shen locked in for the first pick for Universal Basic Income. That is a different pace of draft that I've seen these players go in a completely different direction than normal. What do you think about this so far?
I think it's, I think it's a little odd for a first pick. Shen doesn't seem like something I would highly prioritize. And okay, I want to talk about that. Fiddlesticks in the jungle. That's that was a quick pick on that. So I want to see actually now where the rest of this draft goes. So Fiddlesticks I've seen get a little bit more prominence lately, at least in solo queue. I've started to see more people pick him up. Mundo as well. Okay. I'm liking it.
Yeah,
Let's just see where that's going.
Oh my god, they're drafting Chemtech Bruisers.
They are. Oh my god, they are drafting Chemtech Bruisers. Okay, but then what are they gonna run with it? Are they gonna run snipers? We're gonna get strikers here. What do you think?
It's mostly Warwick all the time now. It's just Warwick reroll.
If I see a Warwick in this game from Washed, I will be deeply impressed.
I will be questioning where it's going, but you know what? Yeah.
Warwick mid. Warwick mid.
Very draft so far coming out, especially on the side of Universal Basic Income. Shen, Zach, Nautilus locked in so far. Meanwhile, Wash, we have Mundo and Fiddlesticks. What's the direction you're kind of looking at? Because I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the Fiddlesticks pick, but so far with what they have, what are you thinking so far for them?
So usually you use Fiddlesticks, at least in my experience, for like just a surprise gank to set up another play. I would expect that we see something like maybe a Corki to just kind of keep them together and in one, or fear them back into a Corki package. I think that's something that we could see there. I mean, if you trap them between a Fiddle ult and a Corki package, that's basically guaranteed death. I think the Mundo is good to kind of bait and buy time for the Fiddle ult to get over with the charge. Vayne, it's a little bit odd of a pickup. I think, especially with the tanks that YUBI has, that might not be. I mean, they're going to be. She's got to play. Barbiturates has to play very safe because that Zac, that Shen, and that Nautilus are going to have. They're going to be hunting him the entire time. So,
right.
But if they manage to get that fear package combo, that's a lot of space bought for the Vayne, and she can just shred through their health bars. I mean, tanks have no immunity to her, so it could, I mean, I see the idea behind it. I do see the idea, but I want to see how Yubi responds to it.
Absolutely. The Vayne pick so far for Team Wash creates another win condition for them. So instead of going in a sort of we're all going to draft around the Wombo, it's going to be sort of split a little bit to where it's going to give Wash options to where they can get their lead from. And if all else fails, you have a late game Vayne is sort of the plan I'm seeing from them. And with ban phase over, it is a very support focused very support-focused bans coming out on the side of Universal Basic Income. In addition to the Nami on Team Wash, that's quite fitting.
Yeah, I see why. Like, Zillion Soraka is basically the keep the Vayne alive bot that just kind of makes your entire engage just pointless because you just either heal it back up or just revive them. So just getting rid of those right out of the way, give Vayne less good protective options. Taric, it's the next choice on that list. It's always a good one. The bonus armor should help keep him a little bit alive a bit longer. Not sure how I feel about that into Nautilus. I mean, I guess it is good for getting the stun on the hook, but not really good at protecting against the ultimate. But still, like, the heal will be really useful to keep the Vayne alive. The ultimate will be good for the big fights. If you can keep Fiddles, Sticks, and Vayne with the ult. It's
a get out of lane phase comp.
Yeah, it's definitely, this is we are trying to get out of the laning phase and go into late game team fights. And Annie locked in from you.
If you ever wanted to talk about experimenting in the draft, here we go. We have Shen, Zac, Nautilus, Annie so far for Universal Basic Income. Nice picks so far, very spicy indeed, and an 80 carry for the last pick will seal the deal. I'm assuming it's going to be an 80 carry pick. They could just throw one under the loop. I've seen Jeff God Gamer mid before, so don't rule that one out just yet, ladies and gentlemen. But it is going to be Samira locked in. Good lord, what a draft!
I don't know how I feel about this. So I thought the draft was pretty cool. It's a lot of CC, a lot of lockdown until I saw the Samira. Mm-hmm. And my reasoning for that is that I think Wash has a lot of options to deal with Samira. You have the Fiddle Fear to knock her out of the ult. You've got the Taric stun to knock her out. You have the Vayne to just push her away.
Oh, there's the Corki package you were talking about.
Yeah, there's the Corki. There we go. So that's the Wombo combo right there. I don't know. The Samira feels a little odd on the composition. Mm-hmm. I mean, if they can lock down Fiddle and Vayne, or at least keep them away, it could do some damage. Or if they lose track of Samira in the fight, I mean, she could rip through the line. But
right,
Samira is not really a tank killer, I would say. And Mundo is just going to be just walking at her constantly. And she's not going to really have anything she can do to him.
This is very true. It does give Team Wash another late game insurance as well. And you were asking about the 2v2 in the bot lane. The way that 2v2 in the bot lane goes was heavily decided on what 80 carry they pick. And with Samira being locked in, I think Vayne has a much easier time getting out of lane now, especially with the Taric. It's an even 2v2, so it could honestly just go either way.
I'd agree. And I think, it's on YUBI to push the initiative here. Like I like to say, a lot of teams need to push the initiative when they draft these kind of comps. Samira is very much about getting that early lead and snowballing it. If she can't get the lead, she's not going to scale as hard as the Vayne. The Vayne is just going to become an absolute monster. She's going to shred through the Shen, going to shred through the Zac. It's on YUBI to get the ball going. They've got a lot of stunts. They have a lot of options to make this work, but they've got to be proactive about it.
They very much do. Let's see if we can get some of that proactivity in game number 1. 5 pointing out, fanning out across the map as we go, getting their vision down. This is going to be one heck of a spicy game, if I do say so myself. And I really, really am excited to see Civilock. I do believe it was Civilock in season, I think it was either 3 or 4, pulling out Annie towards the back half of the season. I think it was 3 games. If this was Civilock, I'd have to fact check myself on that later. But there was a team in FOF that did this, and the Annie was just undefeated for a good portion of that season. Very, very interesting to see a champion like Annie being brought into a competitive meta like that, especially against a Corki. Not the greatest matchup for her. Very, very poke heavy.
Yeah, and you see Jeff's taking Cleanse. I think that's just to stop the Fiddle Fear from really being effective, allow her to get out of it. I still think there's just not enough outside that. I don't think there's really enough CC to justify that. I mean, Vayne's got the exhaust, so in a 1v1, she's probably going to win out. I think though it is good for YUBI that utility monster's on probably his best champion with Zac. I think that will really set them up for ganks. His ganks on this champion, ever since he's joined this league, have been absolutely insane. It's just crazy how good he is at Zac. So I would expect to see him coming down bottom a lot.
Right. I can definitely see that being a thing, especially in such an even 2v2 lane. Giving the sway to one of the sides would definitely be favorable. As we go for a little bit of a trade, Jeff Got Gamer taking half of his health already. It's proving to be pretty player dependent on how this lane goes. And let me be honest with you, I am not looking as they do get level 2 first, which actually kind of shocks me. But Vayne's wave clear is actually kind of the worst in all the 80 carries. As I was saying, let me finish my point. It is very player dependent on how this lane is going to go, and I'm going to be looking at it a lot this game because every little thing counts for these players.
Yeah, I mean, they both have equal range between Vayne and Samira, so I absolutely agree it is player dependent. So far, I think that Barbituate and Johnny Tsunami have the advantage in this. They're playing a little bit stronger, but it wouldn't be the first time YUBI started out weak and then came back like roaring into a game. I mean, what was it that was in the magazine this season? This issue was something about if you adjusted for games where they are behind at 15 minutes and assumed they lost those games, they would be like 2-6 or 3-5, something like that. Like they win so many games off of comebacks.
It is true. It's ridiculous, and I think there's a lot of side talk about that behind the scenes when most of the staff is watching this. They can't keep getting away with it, and they did, and they have guaranteed playoffs and probably a bye if they're able to get some more wins under their belt. The way that they play, it's phenomenal. Actually, I honestly love seeing it as a hook. Oh, almost goes on to Barbiturate. Very close. That could have been very, very bad. Barbiturate still has a potion on Jeff God Gamer, so it's an advantage you like to see in terms of a slow-paced lane.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to. That means he's just going to be able to put that much more pressure forward onto Jeff. Jeff's not going to be able to really take those trades without that health potion, so he's got to play safer. Not going to be able to be as aggressive. But Utility Monster is here.
And he is going for the charge up. It's going to hit 2. Oh, no, Bane's going to... it's a roll out of it, but Johnny Tsunami is not going to get so lucky. Jeff God Gamer eating right through to pick up that 400 gold paycheck, and that is going to be first blood for YUBI.
Yeah, nothing really much you can do there. They weren't able to get vision into the bush. They really haven't been able to push out from being under their turrets. They had no idea Zac was there, and Utility Monster Bill get a perfect hit. They don't get the target they're looking for. They only grab Johnny, but a kill's a kill. First blood is still a good amount of gold, and it goes over to the Samira. And like we said, gotta snowball this champion. And they're getting that ball rolling already.
That they have, and that is a lead that is very scary, seeing Samira take off like that. The second she gets 2 items, she becomes an absolute menace. So the quicker you get to that, the quicker you get to see some dirty team fighting. And considering the fact that they only have the Fear and potentially a well-placed Taric E. Not E. No, it is E.
Yeah, it is the
E. I was right. A well-placed Taric E to keep Samira under control. I think YUBI drafted all of the CC out of the game. I think that was their plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good plan. I'm trying to think of other things that they could do. I guess the Vayne E, but that is a projectile, so Samira can block it with the W if she times it right.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of there's minuscule things that they can do to sort of put the Samira under control. However, it does take a lot of time for that because a lot of it is just out damaging her, and the only 2 people that can do that require their build, which would be Vayne and Corki.
Yeah, so they're gonna need this early game. Definitely gonna have to be more aggressive. Jeff does have the item advantage, I think, over the Vayne. Yes, the Vayne has the boots, but there's a little bit more damage coming out of the Samira. Civillock might spot out Anime right here. Doesn't look like he's going to go over there. I guess.
It's going to be uncontested. It gets a free Hextech Dragon, God X Anime. Sneaking that one right under everyone's noses, getting them the first dragon of the game. That's definitely a change of pace, because a lot of game ones here at FOF, we get like a 15-minute dragon on average. It's something ridiculous like that. But God X Anime taking the reins and taking the first dragon of the game.
Yeah, it's just like Nunu. A lot of people seem to forget that Fiddle can do the dragon by himself very early on. The heal is just, once he gets his first item, heal lets him just sustain through the entire thing, especially if he has blue buff. So, just YUBI not thinking about what their opponent had. I mean, it is just one dragon, but it is a Hextech trick. I think that is a fairly solid trick to get as a single individual one. And
Absolutely.
Cloud up next, so it's going to be Ocean, Mountain, or Infernal this game. My money would be on Ocean. I'm just going to take a guess it's going to be Ocean this game. Johnny might get caught again.
It's looking like it. He's charging up the Elastic Slingshot. Going in, it's going to be almost a hit, but a flash root from Nautilus is going to take him. The E and the counter gank from God X Anime with the ulti is going to get the big fear. Two supports are very low here. Utility Monster going for the flash on a Johnny is going to be able to pick him up, and on the side, we do have Samira picking up another kill onto Tarek. TP's coming down. Both mid and top are down. Civillock has roamed as well. All ultis are up. Jeff God Gamer falls to Wednesday. Wednesday's going for more. Barbiturate and PJ Salt are now down as well. It's 2 for 1 so far. Bill the Pony is going to go down. They're going to make that an even 2. And it is going to be UV Red going in to pick up Barbiturate. It is such a banger fight in this bot lane. I thought they removed this kind of fight from the game, but no, they did not. PJ Salt going for the tower dive on a Civillock. Civillock out of mana, unable to kill PJ Salt for the tower shot. But that is going to be the fight, and it is going to end up being 4 for 3 in Team Wash's favor. What an absolute banger of a fight.
Yeah, the Zac goes in right onto Johnny, and it's everyone get in here. Everyone just shows up in the lane, kind of one at a time. The Shen ulting in, followed by the Corki kind of teleporting, roaming down, then Annie, then the Mundo. It was just kind of crazy. It looked kind of bad for the side of Wash to start it out. They did lose Johnny very quickly. They lost Anime after the ult didn't really pick anyone off, but the Corki coming through and Utility Monster walking too forward, taking that tower shot. His team stays around to try to keep him alive. And now, hang on, Jeff
does get the quick condemn trade. It is the double, or it's the auto QE for a quick little silver bolts proc. Does consume a lot of mana though. Just fun little fact for you guys who don't really play too much AD carry. Vayne's condemn costs more than her ultimate, and I will let you figure out why yourself. With that being said, UB Red taking some damage up in this top lane is going to be 5 people. Fiddle ulti, this is just not necessary. It is going to get the killing spree for Mundo, 3-0 so far. Taking the top lane by storm, and is going to drop the Rift Herald to pick up some plates. See, I'm starting to confuse League of Legends for Smash Bros. Ultimate now, because everyone's here. Everyone's everywhere, especially in that 5v5 in the bot lane at 8 minutes. It's ridiculous so far. We got one heck of a banger.
Yeah, it's going very well. I think Wash, they don't have the kills exactly on who they want, despite the good early game. But, getting 3 on a Mundo isn't bad. It's going to let him get tanky that much faster and become that much faster to getting invulnerable to the Samira. So that's got to be a little bit nerve-wracking if you're Yumi. But they do have kills on the Samira, on Jeff. So there is still a chance. There is the chance that she can still carry this game. I agree. This is an absolute banger of a start to the game. Usually usually our first games aren't this aggressive.
We were proved sorely wrong.
Yeah. We have almost a kill a minute right now. 9 at almost 11, not even 11 minutes yet. That's a pretty good start for us to see.
Absolutely.
And I think I am liking this Fiddle pick so far. Yes, the first one wasn't the greatest gank, but it did prevent them from just going too hard onto Barbiturate. And that one right there you saw goes over, locks the Shen in, gives time for PJ Salt to just tear it up. It's going well. Even if you can't get the kill, he's still getting the fear off, and that's allowing his team to capitalize on it and kind of reposition or able to finish things off. So he's doing good work with it, despite not finishing him off himself. And as he scales up, it'll get better, and he'll still start doing more and more damage.
Absolutely. With Dragon coming up in 10 seconds, it looks like YUBI are going to be the first to start taking over, set up some vision. Going back a little bit on your gold distribution point, my eyes are going to be on Corki this game because after that 5v5, Corki was able to pick up 4 of those kills, 2 of them being assists, and on a late game champion such as Corki, who even in the mid game, once he gets his first 2 items, starts to really pump out a lot of damage. I'm really going to be looking, my eyes are really going to be on Wednesday this game to see how much he can push this lead into the mid and late game.
Yeah, the Corki got to keep the ball rolling. He's going to hit his spike before Vayne is, so that could help transition the team into the late game. His packages have been good so far. Like you said, he has been getting a pretty solid lead here. He's not up in CS, but 2 kills, 2 assists. It's a pretty good amount of gold. The Manamune is charging up pretty well. And this turret, I think, is going to go down. I think PJ Salt is getting ready to take it. If I were him, I would just kind of hold off, though. I would just call up Anime and just dive the turret when it's like 1 hit away, walk up, smack it, and just kill Red. It is pretty low. It could go down very suddenly, but it looks like they're setting up for a play around the bottom lane. I think they're going to try to go in on Nautilus if he walks over here, but Zach is here.
Teleports are down for a little bit longer. Just not worry anybody. With that being said, though, Cloud Drake was picked up by YUBI pretty quickly. Oh, hold your thoughts. That's going to be an ulti over the wall from GodX Anime into a nice stun lock. There's going to be CC thrown all over the place, but the ulti from Tarek is going to be used. Flash away as well, but Utility Monster with the flash ulti is going to get the stopwatch out of GodX Anime. Is going to also get the flash out of Johnny Tsunami over the wall, picking up a free kill for themselves, but it is traded in the top side as Mundo, free reign up there after Stand United was used, picks up first tower of the game, and it was plated.
Yeah, I see the idea behind what Wash was trying to do. They were trying, like I said, they were trying to pick up off Bill as he went to clear the ward, but they didn't expect Utility Monster to be there. They didn't check to see Utility Monster had gone over the wall closer to the Gromp, so it was out of vision, and just backfires. They did not have the teleports, and I think in that kind of situation, you got to be more careful with your ganks because Shen's teleport. I mean, his ult will be up much faster than teleport. He will easily be able to get down there, like we saw happen, and Mundo not able to match that. It's just a free win fight for YUBI, but the turret, I think, is worth the trade at least. It is gone on the top side. There is a teleport coming through on the bottom.
On cooldown, both of them TPing into the bot lane. Package going to be used immediately. Jeff God Gamer would know undoubtedly is going to go down, and following such is Bill the Pony. What the heck? Those just came off cooldown. Literally frame 1 teleports coming out from Wash to come and pressure this bot lane tower. And I would assume with that, they should just be able to take it off this next wave coming up. That is one heck of a play.
Yeah, I'll say, I guess if you aren't using your teleports in the earlier fight, this is a damn good way to use them there. Gets the gank off with the package, moves forward so that Samir can't just jump through him and is forced to take the fight or walk over the Flaming Death, and Mundo coming in just to finish everything off. Beautiful execution there by Wash. And YUBI, they can't get anything else around the map out of it. Wednesday, while he wasn't able to, cover mid lane, you did have Anime kind of there, kind of taking it, holding Civillock back. I think it was good. I think it was a very good use of their abilities there, and they're getting a lead now. They do have a lead at 15 minutes.
They quite a lead too. I mean, it's not quite a lead, but it is 2K, and 2K goes a long way, especially when you have late game scaling champions. The faster you can get them online, the better. Vayne sitting at 4 assists, which feels kind of bad, but Corki 3-0-3 is pretty huge because it is one of the 2 late game carries that they have. They have a lot of insurance when it comes to scaling up to this late game, and if the Mundo's tankiness, 2 items, going on to a 3rd pretty soon here, if his tankiness is able to stall out fights, is able to create enough pressure around the map with the amount of teleporting as well as split pushing as he has ensued, if he's able to stall the game long enough to get them to that late game, I think Team Wash are in a golden position to win this. That being said, YUBI Red going for the 1v1. Utility Monster off to the side joins with Elastic Slingshot. Mundo popping the ulti. He's going to try to run out of this, and I think he's going to succeed at such. PJ Salt running out for his life, saving his 700 gold shutdown. Dragon coming up in 30 seconds, though. Let's see what ensues here.
It looks like YUBI may try to catch Salt rotating over. it is hard to deal with the Mundo. Like we said earlier, only damage really is Samira that has any sort of sustained damage in a fight. And look at that, just barely touching him. The Thornmail is just making it so difficult for Jeff to do anything. And I think this could be the fight right here. If Anime gets a good ult, this could be over very quickly.
But with how forward YUBI are playing, they're not really giving them an opportunity. But there it is, 5-man ulti from GodX. Anime doesn't have the Zhonya's this time around, is going to get popped, but will trade Build a Pony for it. In the back line, however, Red and YUBI Monster are shredding them up down there. And meanwhile, on the front lines, Civillock and Jeff God Gamer are able to do what they do best against PJ Salt, dive onto the tower. YUBI Red lives on just a thread. And with a almost clean ace, 4 for 5 for 1, Team YUBI take that fight with grace.
They can't keep getting away with it, where they just can't
keep getting away with this.
It was looking so good there for Wash. You see Anime get the ult. He gets like a 5-man ult right here, hits everyone, but they just cannot get through Utility Monster. He uses the Zac ult to keep the rest of Wash back, unable to get through the line, and they just get torn up by the Shen. And Anime does a lot, but he can't do everything by himself, and just unfortunately just falls down. And that ace there for YUBI. They're doing it again, man. They're doing it again. They are making the comeback.
Seeing Shen Zac sit on 3 people and just absolutely shred them is 100% the scariest thing I've ever seen come out of this season. I cannot fathom exactly what just happened in that team fight, but it indeed happened. And in a wild turn of events, we have swung the gold lead right back to YUBI. They have the second dragon on their side, and it is a scary one if you look at their comp, because one of the 3 options for the dragon souls that it could have been is very pivotal as to which team favors it. And let me tell you what, Mountain Dragon is exactly what YUBI wants to see right now.
Yeah, that shield can maybe make or break in a late game when Fiddlesticks gets more AP online to ult. So that's not the dragon that Wash wanted to see, especially for Shen and Zac and a Nautilus. It's going to be really rough if they're able to get that soul and all those extra tank stats. But inversely, it is a Mundo getting those tank stats, so they're able to stack that up. That just sounds even worse, honestly. And if they get...
Unfortunate timing for GodX. Anime does have to bust the flash to get out of that one. The fear was just long enough to stall time to get him to the wall. Very, very close to death right there. But narrowly avoids it. Wednesday, Barbiturate, and Johnny Tsunami up in the top lane, looking to get Rifter on number 2. I think they're just going to give it up. There's no point in Shelly Part 2 right now. It's taking a stroll with them, though. Shelly walking into the jungle with them. That was really funny to watch. That being said, we're back at a little bit of a lull state. With the way the game flow is going now, the tempo has shifted into YUBI's favor just ever so slightly. What are your thoughts, and what is everyone's direction?
Well, right now, I think Wash just wants to slow the pace of the game down. They want to kind of rewrite themselves and be able to get more gold in their pockets. If this game keeps accelerating, it's going to go in YUBI's favor. They definitely need to slow down Salt, though. And he's going to work out fine. He's a Mundo. He goes where he pleases. But if you're YUBI, you're trying to find areas you can attack. You're trying to find a position that you can get like a quick pick on, or you can force a fight that Wash is desperately trying to avoid.
Another angle, really? Red just really wants to fight PJ Salt. He is about that life. With an item up too. When PJ Salt popping the ulti is going to be able to 1v1 Red here. Red was asking for it, and I think he got exactly what he asked for. I don't think he should pursue that too much longer. Maybe not with Build a Pony and Jeff the God Gamer around. Is looking like PJ Salt is in a little bit of a pickle here. Does get rooted, does get taunted, and with the budget Katarina ult, Build a Pony is able to pick that one up.
Yeah, Red doing a lot of damage in that fight. I was very surprised, but it gets PJ to burn his ult, and they come back with Utility Monster.
And save the mid tower. Very nice.
Yeah, it did save the mid tower, so good plays around the map for YUBI. We were saying they were looking to make a pick on somebody to force the issue, force the pressure, finally get it on PJ Salt of all people, and now they're looking for another.
It does get the long range Zac pull. Isn't going to amount to anything. The hook is going to go wide on Zac as well. Oh, Proto Belt onto Jeff God Gamer with a Stand United on the side. Good hook from Bill the Pony, but the Terror Cult is going to come through. Johnny Tsunami has to flash out to safety. Perpetuate taking the front line. This fight ultimately, no pun intended, results in nothing but a top tower for Civillock as he still gets that split push. Just, you know, mind stated on that split push kingdom up there. Fight going on, no matter. I'll take a turret. I like that kind of mentality. Very, very well played from Washed to get themselves out of that situation because YUBI could have turned that on their heads.
Yeah, Barbituate was just inches away from getting, or pixels away from getting hooked by that Nautilus at the beginning. The flash saving his life, though. But now it's down. Oh, utility monster again.
Here we go. Does not get the pull on PJ Salt. The crowd control immunity did last just ever so long enough. 40 seconds on the fourth dragon of the game. Yeah, fourth dragon of the game. See if YUBI are able to pick it up. Ultis, except for Stand United, will be back online for it. Will health bars, though, at this point, I have no clue.
Yeah, and that Stand United, I think, is a very important ultimate. It's going to help keep Jeff alive if it is up. So if I were Washed, if they're keeping track of ultimate cooldowns, they should definitely be trying to force a fight. I think they could force a fight here, or they're going to go towards, looks like Baron. They're trying to sneak a Baron here.
Trade Baron over here is definitely going to be something because Utility Monster is in the bot lane, but we got 5-man dive on a passiveless Mundo. Burned the ulti, burned the flash, doesn't get anything. Baron's at half. I think this is as uncontested can get. Team Washed playing the macro game is going to result in a Baron in their favor. They will trade Soul Point, which honestly for YUBI's team is kind of huge. So it's not the biggest trade for Wash. However, it is still 1,500 gold in their pocket, and it does close out a little bit the lead close up the gold lead that YUBI has built up on them. But that being said, 5 people with Baron on Wash. Let's see what they make out of this.
Yeah, let's see if they can make a recovery of their economy here. Speaking of economy, we have a very exciting announcement today. Let me wait to make sure that there's nothing crazy about to happen. Okay, I think we're good. Well,
we're good.
We're excited to announce, and you'll see it in the general server shortly for an announcement, that we are running our second internal Valorant test tournament. So if anyone is looking to sign up, the signups will be live after this game. We'll be having it up on there. It's going to be a double elimination tournament, 8 teams. And I'm feeling like sweetening the pot, so I'm going to throw $100 to the team that wins it.
Ooh. So if you guys are very interested in Valorant and want to compete, please hit up the server. You should be able to scroll down to the bio of it is down there. You should be able to scroll down to the bio of our Twitch channel, join our public community server, and there will be an announcement there shortly. That being said, we are back out of the lull, and Mundo is back in some trouble. Taken very low, does get pulled back, is going to go down to the W from Utility Monster. They're going to pick that one up unscathed. Unfortunately, I do eat my words there. They do lose a mid tower for it. It's a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah, just a little bit. Nothing really serious, but it is getting gold back into the pockets of Wash. They haven't really been able to get much on it. The gold difference is still about where it was when they first got the Baron. So they can't make the most of it, but a turret is a turret. That's still good gold in their pocket. It's the local gold going over to Corki and Vayne. Definitely where you want it at. And this Mundo just keeps the split push going. Yeah, Salt's dying a little bit. But he's still a Mundo. It takes 2 to 3 people to draw down there, and they kill him every time, but it's still 3 people down there. I think it's worth it. I think the rest of Wash can take a fight in that case. I think they can force more turrets down, and it's the scaling we said. The Mundo just getting bigger and bigger, harder to deal with. Eventually, he's going to get to the point where he's so tanky that they're going to have to send Jeff God to deal with it. And they're going to send Jeff God and Red. And
we're back in a little bit of we're back in a little bit of action right now, especially the top laners in the bot lane. That's where we've seen the most action this game for some odd reason. But with that being said, 2 minutes on the last dragon for YUBI. He did get pushed off of the mid priority. Baron is gone, so they have expended all of their Baron pressure. They've netted themselves a single mid tower from that, so it's not the best they could have done with the buff, but that just goes to show how, even with this little bit of a lead, how much stance YUBI has on top of Washed so far. But they are setting up for potentially a spicy fight, especially with GodX Anime off to the side.
And looks like they're going to take down this middle turret. The utility monster is here, though. Ooh, package used.
There goes the package, but the Fiddle ulti is going to go down and hit 4. Is going to result in a stun. GA, or the passive on Zac, is going to get popped. Jeff God Gamer did just go in, does not have S rank just yet, has to pop with the cleanse, but a good re-engage from Utility Monster will get them exactly what they needed. S rank was achieved on Jeff God Gamer, goes back and gets a triple kill, and then, or is that a double kill? Yes, it's the Taco Bell special. YUBI's picking up the triple double.
Ding, ding, ding. There's the bell, the Taco Bell. Yeah, and YUBI managing to win that fight. That was looking like it could have been really good for Wash, but weren't on the same page there. Fiddle goes in, and Corky uses the package to get away. If he used it to go onto them, I think they could have picked up 2 or 3 in that beginning of that fight. I think they could have won that, but use it early, forcing them to Corky to get away, and then have to try to reposition to get back into the fight. And Fiddle just goes down. They're not able to take out Utility Monster. The ult comes in from red. And that just seals the fate at that point. PJ Salt was so slow on that teleport, just was not able to get there until the fight was already over, basically.
Uh-oh, his entire team left him. They did the reset so that Dragon can come up. They can go ahead and spend their gold. Utility Monster opted not to. Still alive, still on the wings, but it is going to give Wash that first priority onto the Dragon number 5. See exactly with ultis coming back up on both sides, minus Tarek, Alt, and Shen Alt. We are going to get a little bit of a re-engage. It is going to pull 2 people close together. Fiddle couldn't get a single engage here, and that is just Team Wash getting washed. Goodness gracious me. YUBI did it again. I cannot believe it. Jeff God Gamer came in and swept the floor in that fight. 9-2 so far on the Samira, and I say so far, but I think that is it. 20-second death timers, it might be enough. Baron is coming up in 20 seconds, just to assume if they don't, they will get that. With that being said, though, one hell of a fight from YUBI.
Yeah, and again, YUBI's just got so much CC. There's nothing that Wash can do. They're so far behind at this point that they're just unable to get anything out there. Samira gets the ult off, just shreds through Wednesday and Barbiturate, and there's nothing, at that point with them down, there's just nothing left for Wash. They just get torn to pieces. The tankiness for the Mundo, he's not building a lot of armor. He has the Gauntlet and he's got the Thormill, but everything else has been MR here. So he's pretty squishy against this Samira, and she just tears him to pieces. And YUBI, I think I agree. I think they're gonna lock this down. They do have Soul now. They're looking to do this Baron. I think if a fight breaks out here, and they lose it, Wash is out of this one. YUBI coming back again, man. My goodness, there's just it's like it's the YUBI special. Get behind at 15, come back and win the game.
It's the YUBI special. I cannot believe it. My eyes are deceiving me. My eyes are really deceiving me. How many times is this now? Like what was the record of what their score would have been, assuming that their games where they were very far behind turned into losses? What was that?
I double checked it. So it was 3-5.
3-5.
They literally have 4 wins that, or actually, make it, I think, 5 after this one that just have literally come from them winning at 15.
Can we get a YUBI heist in the chat? Because that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like, would you say they're cat burglars?
I don't care what it is. It's fitting. They're doing it again. but in such a dramatic fashion. Every single time we see it from YUBI, it is absolutely amazing. With that being said, PJ Salt taking the burst, has to flash over the wall. GodX Anime, no fear, but does get the damage, is going to return to Civillock, though. Civillock's going to be able to pick that one up, but with Samira on the back line, Terracall tanking as much as they can. Wednesday's not in the fight, and Samira is able to out DPS the Vayne so hard. 2 kills picked up. They said, we don't even need Baron. We're threatening an end here. With 30 seconds on death timers, it might just be possible.
Yeah, Wash looking again confused on it, but YUBI, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna take the win here. There goes Wednesday.
On him. Is going to go down. PJ Salt is also going to follow. And 13-2 on this Samira. YUBI has taken the cake and they've eaten it too. They're going to take game 1 of the night. And they are going to deny the guaranteed 6th place away from Wash. And they're going to get themselves just ever so closer to that round 1 bye. As YUBI take game 1 of the night.
Yeah, congratulations for YUBI. Up now to 9-1 in the standings. They've got a 2-game lead as of right now. We'll see how the rest of the day plays out, but they've got a 2-game lead on Team Beep Boop. So looking very, very likely that they're gonna lock this first place. And Wash, it looked like it was looking so good, but it felt like there was, I felt like there was a miscommunication between GodX Anime and the rest of his team. I saw several times, he was ulting in, and he's just like his team's either flashed out already or they're disappearing. Like in that last fight, we saw Mundo flash a wall, and then GodX Anime goes in, and it just doesn't have anything to follow up while his team's running off. It's something that Wash can fix, but they've definitely got to make sure that they're on the same page. They got to get their communication in order, make sure that they are like all going in and making the same play together.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we close out game number 1 of the night, I myself have a little bit of plugging to do for FOF. As some of you know, we now have a merch line back in order. And if you are fans of Team YUBI or have been here in previous seasons and are aware of the teams that have previously won, we have merch for you. There are hoodies or there are jackets and shirts available down below. Go ahead and click on that link. There is one specifically for FOF's favorite team, YUBI, for winning in, I believe it was last season, for the championship hoodie for them. Go ahead, check it out. We got merch now, and it is absolutely beautiful. But with that being said, we're going to close out game number 1 of the night. Stay tuned for an interview with our winners, and we will see you very soon for game number 2.
Hello, folks. Chris Edgeworth here with Utility Monster for tonight's first interview. Welcome and congratulations. How are you feeling after the win?
Feeling pretty good. Always good to get a win on stream.
Hell yeah, man. Like I said, another day at the office for the YUBI fam. Turns out. Let's talk about this draft. This was a very interesting draft all the way around. You folks brought the Samira and Annie for yourself, and then you're matching up against a Fiddle, which I always love to see, especially in a series like Friend or Foe, where Fiddle will have, or can have, I guess I should say, the opportunities to, sort of take advantage of less coordinated play. We're not all challengers here, so. What were your thoughts overall on the draft that you folks had put together with the Samira Annie combo, which I think was really unexpected, and then also what you ended up matching up against with the draft?
I think Annie is always expected. It's one of Civil Luck's best champions, but I think the Samira was definitely our wrinkle this game. I think we got mostly what we wanted. It was sort of a very well-rounded comp with good team fights, good mid game, sort of the YUBI bread and butter. I also think that Wash got probably what they wanted. I mean, what they had made a lot of sense to me. They had a really good initial engage that we had to sort of wait out before we could use our engage with the Tarek and the Fiddlesticks from Fog of War. It looked like they were a little bit unpracticed and uncoordinated with it. They never quite got the Fiddlesticks Tarek combo to work for them. But I think that their draft made a lot of sense, and it was a reasonably fun game to play.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch too. And let's talk about sort of how that game developed. It looked like you folks were off to the races at the start of that, and then it was I'll say a combination of their smart play from Team Wash, but also I think you folks little low-key little griefers here and there. It happens, a little in play, and then the kills started balancing out. I think you folks still had the tempo through that part of the game, but you were starting to put gold back into their pocket. And then things, for my money, I was very interested to see how the next fight was going to go after you folks had made the decision to dive the Mundo, who was solo laning on bot, and they were a little busy up there in the Baron pit. So what were your folks' thoughts? What was going through your head as this happened, and bringing this all the way in for a landing?
Well, we realized they must be on Baron when we hadn't seen anyone on the map, but at that point we were already committed to the bot play. So we probably should have had a little bit of better vision top before we committed everyone to bottom, so they couldn't get that. But ultimately, we traded it for soul points and a decent amount of gold. So it wasn't a favorable trade, but we made the best of it. And their Baron siege isn't quite enough against our potential engage, so we didn't end up losing very much to their Barons. It was mostly just the Baron gold itself. So definitely a small mistake we'll take a look at, but I think we definitely did a good job of realizing what was going on and making the best of it, even after we made the initial error.
Yeah, right on. Well, this was a decisive victory in the end for you folks. I think that minus a couple of things that you folks will want to check out in the VOD review, let's say. Overall, this is a lot of what we've come to expect out of a universal basic income game. So well done all the way around. We look forward to seeing how you folks are going to shape up through this second round robin. Thank you, Utility Monster, for this interview. Before we step away, though, I do want to give you an opportunity for any final thoughts, any shout-outs, or any banter you'd like to leave with us on the desk.
Yeah, final thoughts. Wash declined to play lol sketch. They were trying to copy the new wave strategy of no lol sketch, no YUBI win. But so we had to win to make sure that we'd get that. But yeah, mad respect to Johnny Tsunami in particular, who, despite his team's unwillingness to play lol sketch, did play a nice game of chess with me beforehand, and that was really fun.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, glad to hear that. It looks like it's good of you folks to shake the superstition that the LOL sketch is the deciding factor in the Universal Basic Income win column. So way to shake that out. So now no team is safe. It doesn't matter whether you play the LOL sketch or not. You could end up still losing to YUBI. So you folks should just be good noodles and play the LOL sketch.
Exactly. It's a great way to calm yourself down before the game and get into it.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, Utility Monster, thank you so much for this interview, folks. we're going to step away for a short break. While you have a little bit of time, you might want to go check out that announcement that was just brought up moments ago about the upcoming second test for the in-house Friend or Foe Valorant. We're trying to work on getting that squared away so we can bring a big product out for you folks. But if you're interested in helping us develop these systems, take a look at that announcement for FOF Valorant. Also, if you got something else to do, if you're not a Valorant player, maybe you take a look at this week's FOF Connect. Fresh off the presses, and lots of good info from around the league in there. And maybe you need some new clothes, just getting all these plugs in at the end. Maybe time to change up the wardrobe. We have some lovely merch that is now available for you folks to pre-order. So there's a lot of Friend or Foe for you to fill this little gap with, but we will be back very shortly with our second game tonight. So we look forward to seeing you then in just a moment.
Ça fait un tout vraiment magnifique, même un dulciné m'ayant planté là, c'est à moi que chante tout ça.
Mr. Bam will stay behind, and he will perform one of the most popular pieces of music in Asia, especially in Asian heritage.